2021. My name is Chrystalle and I'm the current Student Union President for the academic years of 2020 and 21. I'm delighted to be hosting this year's Hustings. Today, candidates running for the position of Full-Time Officer for Social Sciences and Social Professions, the Full-Time Officer for Arts, Architecture and Design, and School of Digital Media, and GSBL and Human Sciences are all answering questions to give you an insight into who they are as a candidate and help you make the decision about who you want to vote for these positions. There are 7 candidates running for the positions of Full-Time Officer for AAD and CDM. So let's start with question 1. In 1 minute, please introduce yourself, stating your name and the position you're running for, and perhaps what you study, why you decided to run, what you bring to the table, what experience you have, and a little bit about your manifesto.
My name is Jasmine Damaris. I study creative writing and English literature, and I decided to run because I want to build our community at London Met, promoting inclusivity and creativity. I have experience putting on LGBT and feminist events outside of the uni, and I wanted to bring that experience into our uni and bring London Met into the city more, as we don't live in a bubble. Also, I have been very organised and dedicated to my student rep role over the years, communicating with many students and solving issues on a course level. I have some big ideas for change at the uni that are outlined in my manifesto. For example, I'd like to introduce on-campus safe spaces where students can go if they are feeling panicky or overwhelmed, as mental health is a top priority for me.
Hello everyone, I'm Precious Agho, and I'll be running for the full-time officer role for the Schools of Art, Architecture and Design and Computing and Digital Media. I pledge that I will continue to personally work with both faculties to try to resolve student issues as they arise. I will continue to lobby for better quality teaching for all students, both face-to-face and online. And I will continue to raise more awareness when it comes to mental health and well-being for the BAME community. Vote for me one last time. Your vision, my mission.
Question 2. You will be elected to represent multiple schools when you will only have experience with one school. How will you ensure that you are able to represent the school that you won't have experience of being a part of?
I will ensure that I am able to represent schools that I don't have experience being part of by talking to as many students as possible from those schools. I would do this by organising regular forums and sharing my email so students could contact me freely. I think our different schools need more cross-communication, and I would hope to provide the opportunities for that.
As your current full-time officer, being in several lockdowns has been very difficult, but that has not deterred me from serving you as students. I met students virtually as well as taking time to contact individuals by phone, listening to both the positives and negatives as you as students were currently going through them whilst remote learning. I've already built those important relationships with you as students and with academic staff. Voting for me again will mean continuity, as it's an easy transition for students for another year.
Question 3. If the university decided to do something you were against, how would you approach it and what would you do about it?
If the university decided to do something I was against, I would approach it by confronting the university department responsible in a professional manner to try and figure things out. If they didn't listen to me, then I would bring the issue to the SU and try and solve it as a cohort, even implementing petitions if it came down to it. Because when a student is in need, the SU can act as a pressure group to campaign for that change.
In all things, communication is key. From the experience I have gained working in this role, I have learnt the importance of staying true to what you are trying to communicate across, as well as finding the balance to compromise. The key is to uphold the relationship with the university in order to gain any change, but not staying silent with aim to achieve your goals.
Question 4. What is your stance about moving to a more blended learning approach when the pandemic is over? Is there a risk we will lose more face-to-face teaching?
My stance on blended learning is a positive one. I think that students should have the option to stay home, especially if they have health problems or have dependents they need to be there for. I think it could be dangerous and possibly detrimental to students' mental health to push us all back into the classroom at once. Blended learning still needs to be in place so we can safely return to normalcy. And we wouldn't risk losing face to face learning because I know many students are eager to return to a classroom setting too.
I know that the university is keen to get all students back to face. I have had and will continue to meet with our VC, Donna Whitehead, and heads of schools to discuss safety measures when it comes to students returning back to campus. I have been working closely with the uni to ensure students, especially practical courses, get more access to the facilities, especially when the lockdown is lifted.
Question 5. If you could change one thing at the university, assuming resources and time were not a problem, what would it be?
If I could change one thing at the uni, I would most likely add more spaces with comfy seating, sofas, vending machines, etc. Maybe even transforming some rooms into chill out zones and dotting more group study areas throughout the campus and not just limiting it to the library. I would probably want to open up a bar at the Aldgate campus too.
Change can't be sought after overnight. I would be a total novice to want to change anything. I have learnt that involving everyone in our community in any conversations had is important. Your vision, my mission, is not a slogan I just thought of in a flash. I carefully investigated what students wanted, and I can confidently say I've had pit stops, but I've also had some success with students. I will continue to promote togetherness as that is where effective change can be achieved.
Question 6. The London Met demographic is one of the most diverse in the country. How do you propose to cater for everyone's needs?
As the London Met demographic is one of the most diverse in the country, I would cater for everyone's needs by having more tailored events for everyone, like mixers, karaoke nights, concerts, open mic nights, etc., dedicated to representing and showcasing our different communities within the uni and outside of it. I believe there should be space for everyone to express themselves.
Building a community is a passion of mine. As your current representative, I have continued to collaborate with the university to launch several activities such as Black History Month. I have also encouraged students to form societies. I have launched safe spaces for students to feel free to discuss anything they like with us online. I have also launched drop-in sessions for parents and carers to discuss how they are coping during the lockdown. Cohesion is extremely important to me, and no student will and should be forgotten.
Question 7. Students at Aldgate campus sometimes feel the university is too much focused on the Holloway Road campus. Would you agree with this? And if so, what would you do to help bridge that divide?
I agree that the university has been guilty of focusing too much on the Holloway Road campus, possibly because it's a bigger site with more facilities, but I do think it's a shame because I personally love the Aldgate campus and I wish I could have spent more time there over the course of my degree. So I would approach this by introducing more events at the Aldgate campus and increasing promotion of these events and showcases.
Students have voiced that more needs to be done when it comes to hosting various activities at Aldgate. COVID has not permitted any activities face to face, but this is still part of my manifesto to tackle when we return to campus. To bridge the gap will always include a student voice and collaboration from the university in order to promote that change.
Question 8. If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
If I were a fruit, I would be a dragon fruit as I am #fierce. I'm sorry.
I love pitaya, which is also known as a dragon fruit. Not only is it flamboyant on the outside, but sweet all year round. I like to think that is somewhat a good representation of who I am as a person. If you have not tasted a dragon fruit, I implore you to try it. Being in this role has enabled me to learn the necessary skills that is needed to support you as students. I would like for you all to vote for me for the final time, just so there's continuation in the work that has already been started. Vote Precious for LMSU. Your vision is my mission. Take care and stay safe.
On behalf of London Metropolitan University Students' Union, I would like to thank all of our candidates for participating in the SU 2021 elections. Best of luck in the voting week, and thank you for the team as well for putting this together. Don't forget to cast your vote on the London Met SU website from Monday 1st of March to Friday 5th of March. Results will also be announced on Friday 5th of March. You can follow us for all the information and important updates on Instagram and Twitter at London Met SU. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.